Now at 5, Louisville's consent decree up in the air with its future uncertain. It was late last night, the breaking news, according to the Associated Press. The U.S. Justice Department is freezing all police reform agreements that the Biden administration negotiated. The memos say the DOJ may wish to reconsider such deals, including the one made right here in Louisville. And that consent decree is in the hands of a federal judge, but one member of that negotiating team over many months was our police chief, the Metro Police Chief Paul Humphrey.
Chief, thanks so much for joining us today.
Thank you for having me.
So I want to start just by asking, we know that the community had a large say in the consent decree. They were part of some of those early on meetings. A lot of them today probably wondering, well, was that all for naught? I mean, what does this look like if the entire thing is just thrown out?
Right. None of those efforts are all for naught. You know, a large portion of the last 4 years of my career was dedicated to negotiating this, and there have been tons of learnings throughout this process for us. And so regardless of what happens with this administration or the Department of Justice, we are going to continue on a path of improvement. There's no finish line in this for us, right? So there might have been, even if there were, you know, we had gotten a consent decree the way that it was written, and the judge said, great, you've succeeded, that's not the end of improvement. So we are going to maintain a path of constantly looking for ways to improve this police department, serve the community better.
You all were praised for implementing early reforms when they came to town in December, but now it's in the hands of a federal judge who was appointed by Donald Trump. So are you hoping that he does not approve the consent decree and you just continue the reforms you have in place? Well,
like you said, it's in the hands of the judge at this point. So we're going to comply with the orders that he just issued the other day and give him the information that he's asked for. And so we'll follow what decisions the court makes. And if he moves forward with a decree, then that's the route we'll go. And we're not opposed to that at all. And if he does something different, or if the DOJ backs out, then we're going to continue on our own path and make sure the community knows what to expect out of us.
Are there any specific reforms that you have not yet implemented but are listed in the decree that if it doesn't go through, you still would plan on bringing out?
Oh, definitely. You know, this was a negotiated agreement, so obviously there's some things we don't like, but there's things that we were going to do anyway. And so when you look at the things that are specific, particularly to policy and training, there's a lot of that stuff in there that we were going to do anyway, or we have already done. So, you know, you look at our use of force policy, it almost perfectly mirrors what's in the decree. We wrote that on our own. And so there's a lot of things that we would do, but there's over 1,000 points in that decree of what we're supposed to do. So we're not going to do
so in the end, are you relieved that you might not have the federal oversight?
Well, right now we're behaving as if we do. So we're going to continue down that path, and if something changes, then we'll make that adjustment and make sure the community understands what adjustment we make and can hold us accountable to it. So
I have a question, the developing story. I know you have strong opinions about that. We've just interviewed this afternoon the Inspector General Ed Harness of the Civilian Review Board. He's claiming in the case of Omari Cryer, who was shot and killed by a deputy U.S. Marshal, that your officers lied on the search warrant, gave false information, and that there are missing documents in the case.
Right. There's a lot of pretty outlandish claims that he makes in that investigation, and there's going to be the opportunity where we put everything out for the public to be able to review. But the fact of the matter is those officers didn't lie. He claims that officers lied on the search warrant by saying that the female that was the victim in Omari Cryer's domestic violence incident was not strangled to the point of passing out. Well, it's on body camera that she says she went unconscious. Says that the charges are inappropriate because we charged with assault second. Those charges are reviewed by a domestic violence prosecutor, and that's how those charging decisions are made. I'm sorry, but when you take a metal object like a pistol and you beat somebody in the face with it, that's assault second. So clearly there's either some kind of incompetence or lack of awareness of the way the criminal justice system works that led him to make these decisions. And what I'm not going to do is stand by and let him drag us through the mud with things that aren't true. We mess up every day. We're human beings, right? And so when we mess up, it is my job to hold ourselves accountable. It is the community's job to shine light on it. But in this process of trying to build community trust, someone who is supposed to work in partnership with both us and the community to make sure that everyone knows what we're doing needs to be competent and do the job the right way to show the public what we're doing. And that is not what happened in this case. And so when officers do the right thing, I'm going to 100% defend them every time. And they did not lie on this, and they did not mislead the public.
Mass deportations, real quickly, since we
Yes.
do have some time. Are you going to tell your officers to uphold the 2017 city policy to only help ICE when there's been a crime or a danger to the public?
Right. So we have no intention of going out and enforcing immigration laws. That's not our job. We enforce state and local ordinances. And so, we're not a sanctuary city, but at the same time, we are very welcoming to immigrants. The immigrant population in Louisville is part of what makes us a vibrant city. So, an immigrant, just like anybody else, they commit a crime, we're going to come and lock you up. And what happens to you after that has little to nothing to do with us. But we have no appetite for going out and seeking to arrest immigrants or anything like that.
All right.
So,
Chief Paul Humphrey, once again, thanks for 5 minutes of your time.
thank you, sir.
We always appreciate it.